Welcome, sewing mates. My name is Sonia. Today we are going to be learning how to make a blouse with a trendy halter neck ruffle. Please, if you know you are new to this channel, please do like, please do share, and please do subscribe. Please don't go anywhere. And without wasting your time, let's dive right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is to go ahead to mark my top measurement. My top measurement is 20 inches. I went ahead to add to it because I wanted to make a kind of roundish back line. So I'm going to just join what I have marked there, the 20 inch, and I'm going to go ahead to mark my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement divided by 2. This is going to be like a tube. I'm going to come in for my shoulder measurement by 1.5 inch. So I'm going to mark about 6.5 inch there instead of 8. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to mark my armhole there. This is 7 inch. Since it's a tube, I don't want my armhole to be exposed. So I'm going to also mark the 6.5 there, and I'm going to connect it on a straight line. And I'm going to go ahead to extend in an angle 90 degree that line there to give an L shape. When I'm done, I'm going to go ahead to mark my off shoulder. I'm using 5 inch. I'm going to mark it across like so. Then take my ruler to join the lines that I have marked. I'm going to mark there to show that that place is not going to be used. So I'm going to go ahead to curve my armhole. After doing that, I'll go ahead and mark my bust measurement divided by 4, my waist measurement divided by 4 down there. So I'm going to do something. I decided to, since it's going to be long, I decided to mark my half length. So my half length is 16, so I'm going to just connect the line straight. So my waist measurement divided by 4, I'm going to mark it on my half length line. And then my hip measurement less 1. So that I'm going to be placing on the full line measurement, that 20 inches. So next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and connect that place as well with a curve. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead and mark 4 inches across for my dart. I'm going to be doing a princess dart. So I'm going to just mark it across like so that I can have a straight line. I'm going to bring my tape up there and mark the midpoint of 7 inch, which is 3.5. I'm going to connect the 3 dots on a straight line. After doing that, I'm going to use the curved part of my ruler to connect in a princess dart towards the midpoint of the armhole. So I would like to do a bust tightening. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and mark my breast point measurement. My shoulder to breast point is 10.5. I'm going to go ahead to mark 10.5 and just carry my ruler and join those lines, those dots together. So now I can now go ahead and come down from that line and by 2 inches and connect it down to my dart line. That's my bust tightening. So I'm going to just mark that place to show that I'm not going to be needing it. So I'll just take my ruler to blend in that princess line there, like so. Next I'm going to come down with about 1 inch. Later on I went also and came down with under 1 inch. And just to get something that looks a bit like a sweetheart neckline. I didn't want it to be straight. So you can make it as deep as you want, depending on what you're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out. So I decided to make, like I said, a curve at that edge there. So I'm going to mark 2 inches upwards there. Then I'm going to come in from my allowance, which is 2 inches, because I added 2 inches allowance to it after dividing my, sorry, I forgot to say I added 2 inches allowance to all this measurement. So I'm going to now use my ruler to curve. Yes, so now that is it. So on the bust I took bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inch allowance, the same for the waist and then the hip side. For the back bodice, I drew across for the spot allowance 2.5 inches, and then I went ahead to take out 2 inches from the full measurement because of our bust tightening. So the back is shorter than the front. I'm going to go ahead at the shoulder side and also mark the 6.5 that we measured in the front. Remember, it's a tube, so we're not using the full shoulder. It came out by 1.5. So now I'm going to come down and mark 5 inches, which is the off shoulder measurement. I'm going to mark it across the same 5 inches so that I can join and get a straight line. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead on that line I just drew and still mark the 6.5 inch so that I can use my straight ruler to get a straight line, just the way I'm doing it there. So I'm going to also mark that place to indicate that we'll not be needing it. So I'm going to come down 7 inch, which is the armhole depth. Like I said, we are not making it so deep because this is a tube. So I'm going to go ahead to mark it like that and then mark the 6.5 here so that I can extend the line that's up there to draw our armhole curve. Remember, so our depth is 7 inches, our armhole depth. So I'm going to go ahead and use the curved ruler to draw my armhole curve just the way I'm doing it. It's on those two lines that is on an angle 90 degree. The next thing I'm going to do, apologies, I noticed after filming that half of this paper is not showing, but I just did like I did in front. I marked the bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches for seam allowance. So what I did, I took my front bodies to just mark the half length. It's kind of different now because I did a bust tightening, so I just used it to get the new half length. So I'm going to just extend the line there. Once again, apologies that you cannot see the other side of the paper. I didn't know on time. So I'll just mark the waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2 on the half length line. And I'm going to also do the same thing at the end of the line, the 18 inches line. I marked hip measurement less 1 divided by 4 plus 2 inches. And I just went ahead to connect it like I did in front. Sorry you can't see it. So after doing that, I'll just put my paper out to just compare it to know, there was a curve at the end. So I just want to use, although I'm not going to make use of that curve anymore, but I just used it to draw the curve so I can get like an accurate curve. So next thing I'm going to do is just extend those lines and then mark out where I'm not going to be using. So now I'm going to go ahead and eliminate bulge from my zipper by coming in there by 1 inch. So I got I divided the zipper length by half, and then in the midpoints I came in by 1 inch. Now I'm going to use my curve ruler to just blend in to the new 1 inch and also blend it in a curve to the other end from the 1 inch to get my zipper curve, my zipper allowance curve. This is to eliminate bulging of the zip. So what I'm doing right now is to just use my curve ruler to blend in that place properly. And then after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take out that shape there. Yes, I'm taking it out. I'm taking entirely the armhole depth out. I just marked it there so you don't get confused. But the whole point is, since there's no structure, if there was an off shoulder sleeve there, they have left everything there. But since there's no off shoulder sleeve, there's no need for that thing to be there. That armhole depth. If not, it's going to go ahead and it's going to just be falling down the back because there's no structure to hold it. There's no sleeve. So I'm going to just from that, yes, I'm going to curve it in like that. So the back will be open. Like I said, this is a tube. So I just brought it down so that I don't confuse anybody. I'm going to use my ruler to blend in that curve there. So I marked that zipper side to show that I'm not going to be needing it. The next time we just draw my dot line, I'm using 4 inch across as my deadline. I'm going to mark it up, just mark it here. Just the way I'm doing it like that. I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect it directly like that. After doing that, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to, we had a curve in front and I said I don't want the curve at the back. So I just did all this in case someone is learning. So so I don't confuse you. Because if I say I remove 2 inches, I remove 2 inches again, it's going to be very confusing. What I'm going to just do is to go and carry my straight ruler and connect to the place whereby the curve started, where that my allowance was. I wish you could see this. I don't need that part. So because the back will not have any form of curve, so that part is going, and like I said, the upper part is also going. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it. I think my paper I would shift my paper at some point to the front, and everybody will be able to see what I did there. And I think when I'm done, when I start joining, you understand what I did there. Thank you so much for coming this far. Please do like, please do share, please do subscribe. And we're done with the back. So this is the front and the back body. So just go ahead and cut it on fabric. And this is it on fabric now. If you notice, I used the fabric to cut out a bit of short lining for. I'm not putting lining, so just what I'm going to use to turn it, that's what I cut. So I cut for each of them, just short stuffs to turn them over, because I'm not going to be putting lining on it. And the bottom part, I'm going to be using the 2 inches band to turn the bottom. So this is just basically what I did for all of them, just showing you them what I have cut on fabric. So now this is it. I'm going to join the front. This is the front, and I'm going to iron it. If you notice, because of bust tightening, it is not flat. So I've got ahead to join everything. This is the back. I also folded in this balance. I'm just showing what I did, and yeah. So notice this is how the back is. It doesn't have any armhole cover. It's just flat. So I'm going to just place it so you see the front and the back. See, the two sides are equal. So if you notice, the back doesn't have any cover at the end. So guys, this is how you take your measurement for your halter neck ruffle. You're going to just pass your tape from that 5-inch mark there down to the next 5-inch mark. Ours is about 19 inches. So yeah, that's how you take your measurement. So you see, I tilted her neck, see if she's comfortable. So I'm a bit dramatic, but just to ensure it's not too tight, please make sure it's not too tight. If not, your neck will tell you. So I've got ahead to cut my band. I didn't make it so wide. It's on fold. What I did for my own halter neck, the length I'm using, mine was 22, but I used 26 plus 26. That's about 51. And on fold is 3.5. But when you open in 7-inch, that's the width of my I added to it about 20 inch because when I finished joining, it wasn't full enough. So I added 20 inch to it. So I had over 60 to 70 inches. So make it fuller and wider if you want. So my band, my advice, if you're going to be using a band, use a 1-inch band, and then please also try to come down from your actual measurement for, like, let's say 3 inch. For example, my halter neck measurement was 22 inch. I use like 19-inch rubber band for it so that it's not too slanty. It's not too free, because mine was too free initially, so I had to redo it. Like I said, I went ahead to add 20 more inches to it to make it longer and fuller. So I will advise you can make it triple the normal length or double and half the normal length to make it to give what it's supposed to give. And you can make it wider. I don't want it to be too full, so I just use 7-inch on fold 3.5 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the rubber into the band. Here's what it looked like when I was done. So what I went ahead to do was to pick my needle and my thread and fold the edges and tack it in properly, just like so that the rubbers they don't. Alternatively to using it, you can use a pin to secure it. So this is how I sewed it in, just like that, with my needle and thread. You see that I folded it in, so it's 3.5 inch on fold, so it's not too fat. So I just folded it into two like that, and then When I'm done, I'll just go ahead to place it like this. So to place it, you're going to put at the two edges there. You're going to leave a ½ inch for sewing to close the armhole. So I'm going to put it there and then put it at the other side. But mind you, I'm going to leave ½ inch at both edges so that I can be able to turn the armhole without it bulging out. So I'm going to carry the lining part and place it like that and then go and sew. Make sure at each of the edges you top stitch as much as possible. So, and now I'm going to join it, and this is what it looks like when I was done joining the front. Thank you guys for coming this far. I'm going to go ahead and close the two sides. I'm going to mark out the allowance and then close the remaining part. So, and then at the down, I'm going to use a 2-inch band to turn it. Guys, I'm basically done with this top, and this is what it looked like at the end of the day. I'm going to wear it with a palazzo, and actually looks very nice on me. Like I said, the Halter neckline was a bit too free, so I had to go and hold it. We've come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for coming. Please leave a comment and see you in the next video.